Hello, I am your new favorite, JJ Caballero, and this is MonoStereoVideo, a podcast about movie music. I'm a songwriter, producer, DJ, and I love movies, and this is the perfect excuse to talk about music and movies, especially with my lovely co-host, the lovely Casey Goen. How are you doing today?
I'm good, love. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy day.
Put you to work.
Man, I know. You tend to do that. You tend to do that.
I have to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Javi doesn't like to be put to work by me.
Thank you very much for jumping in this week to the podcast. Thank you very much for keeping up with us. Last week we did Johnny Mnemonic. Thank you very much for your response to Johnny Mnemonic. That was a very fun episode to do. Actually, today, the day that this episode is coming out, we will be having, if you're listening to this in the morning, this evening, we'll be having Tip Ring Sleeve, our 1 year anniversary party, our Cyberpunk 1 year anniversary party. And oh shit, this is like the 1 year anniversary show. Actually, this is the
Ta-da!
yeah. I think the first episode came out March 22nd of last year, and like 21st is when this is coming out, which is the Thursday. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Cool.
which is wild too, because these soundtracks, like I started off with Trainspotting.
Yeah.
And this soundtrack's very kind of like, it's similar. There's the same artist on some of them. You know what I mean? It's similar stuff, and there's some other connections that we'll bring up too. But that's cool. It was a kind of like,
Yeah.
it was a full circle moment. That was pretty cool. So that's that. So we'll be having Tip Ring Sleeve. So thank goodness for that. That's cool. Hope you guys can make it if you're listening to this early enough. If you're listening to this after the fact, oh man, it was awesome. We had a great time.
Dance party.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was a great time. We had a good time.
You missed out.
You missed out. Aside from that, thank you very much for keeping up with us and listening to us. To all the new listeners that joined in after Annie's, we went on the Annie's Adventures podcast. Like, it's like a video podcast.
Streaming on YouTube.
Annie's Adventures. She highlights small businesses and artists and people doing the things locally in El Paso, and we were on that, and she's been on one of my podcasts before, right? She was on Open House. Yeah,
she was on Open House.
Yeah, she was on Open House. So she should come on here.
She's going to. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out
what movie.
Told her to think which movie she wants to do.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out as well. That was a fun time. We had a good time on that.
It was fun. Everybody was really nice.
Everybody was very nice. Check us out on that if you haven't already. On YouTube, Annie's Adventures podcast. On Annie's Adventures, I think EP or El Paso, something like that. I'll post a link in the bio in the stuff here. So I'm pointing. As if it's right here. It's fucking not there. But I'll post a link in the description of what this episode is. We are continuing into cyberspace, especially into cyberspace on this one. It's the year anniversary, so or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's the year anniversary, and I'm very up top. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much for just being along for the ride of this podcast. It's like the thing that I've kept up with the most. It's the thing that I've been most I'm not the most consistent person, and it's the thing I've been most consistent with. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for jumping in and helping out on the podcast, love.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's that. We're in Cyberpunk land. Did I have any other announcements? Follow, subscribe, share.
No, but if you think of it, we can do it at the end.
Yeah, we can do stuff at the end. But yeah, follow, subscribe, share. If you think you know anybody that likes the movie Hackers and talks about the movie Hackers often, because I'm learning through the internet that there's like a lot of people that like the movie Hackers like we do.
Yeah.
So Hackers, the 1995 Iain Softley cyberpunk, like the cult classic. It was a flop. It was a
flop.
Total flop when it came out. Casey last week swore that she introduced me to this, and I was
I
like,
could have
no,
sworn. I really
no.
did. I was mistaken.
I'm gonna dedicate this episode, like, of course, to us because it's us, and this is it's. I think it might be my favorite movie. I think after this viewing, after still like I'm still gonna watch it at any time it comes on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it might
I've
be.
seen this movie like 100 times probably. I
Yeah,
don't know.
now after this last viewing, it's like it's been so I've seen it so many times now. So yeah, it might be there. I think that's what it is. I think it's that. So we're talking about Hackers, 1995, directed by Iain Softley. Okay, so what is your first memory of this movie before we get onto like details?
Probably either most likely it was being at Renee's house and watching it there, or her coming over with it and watching it at our house. But yeah, most likely it was Renee. Shout out to Renee Chavez in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
She's been a friend since at least 20 years, even longer.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, she showed me a lot of cool stuff when I was too young to know better. So,
yeah. That was Jake to me, my older brother. So this episode I dedicate my oh my gosh, of course there's an alarm.
Is that an alarm?
Yes.
It turned off right when you did that. So that was freaking me out. As soon as you turned the dial, it stopped.
We're gonna keep that in.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna keep that in. But
I felt like it was coming from in here.
Right? Nah, no, it's not from in here. There's nothing. Okay. No, there's nothing that would have.
Anyway,
dedicating this to my brother Jake, my older brother Jake, who I saw this with. We rented it. I remember it coming out in theaters. I remember it being a thing. But I mean, of course I was too little, but we rented it when it came out. We rented it at Smith's Groceries because we would rent movies at Smith's, and like it was just a movie that I think we kept renting it. I don't know if it was like
because like now that we've seen it so many times and it's been out and we've seen so many like progressions in like CGI and cinematography and all that stuff, like it's very like. I'm sure people see it and like think it's cringe or like you know what I mean? Like the graphics aren't that great or whatever. But at the time, this movie was really cool. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, that is a cool movie. Like everybody looks cool. They're saying cool stuff.
I remember I was probably I was really young. And then we owned it. We bought it on cassette. I remember we always watched it. I remember when I could download music, when I learned how to do that. Halcyon On and On. Yeah. Halcyon and On was one of the first. It's like on one of my first mixes. That song, Cowgirl. So good. Yeah, those two.
I never get sick of that song.
No, yeah, for sure.
If you get a chance and you're like, you want to start, like, to me, it always reminds me of like, you're going to start working out and like maybe for the first time or you're just like really want something that's going to pump you up. Yeah. Like, so that's the jam.
Yeah. Like that. So I mean, we'll talk more about that song right now, but Jake for sure and me were like the weird ones that liked this movie. I didn't know anybody else that really like knew about this movie or anything like that. So it was that. And then shout out to my friend Fabian. I've shouted him out before, maybe on Trainspotting. I've brought him up several times, but it was also like through this music too, and like learn. You know what I mean? Like when I met him at Applebee's, and like he showed me Ableton. Like it was like yeah. There's other people that like this type of stuff. You know what I mean? It was always something that I would listen to. But not like everything else I would listen to with my friends, right? Yeah. Like it's like, oh, let's put Blink-182, let's put MXPX, let's put the Ataris on, let's put Alkaline Trio and fucking AFI. But like this stuff was like in my headphones. Like I wouldn't tell anybody that I'm listening to like Orbital or AK-1200 or fucking, you know what I mean? Or like Digweed or fucking even Oakenfold or like Fatboy or Moby, any of that shit. Like it was just headphone music, and like I would listen to that, and then. I remember the first, so like I do all this now, right? I do all the computer music. Like the first thing I did of that was PlayStation's. I think it was called the MTV Music Maker. It was a 2-disc. It was a video game where you can make music, and you could even like record stuff and like edit vocals into it and stuff somehow. Like there was ways to patch the audio into it where you could do all that. Yeah, where you could do all that. But with that, like that's like I would listen to these songs all the time and like just think like, oh, I can make music like that, and like still trying to play punk music or whatever, but still like on the side I can make this, and like maybe that could be a secret thing, and so I've always been like that. Like it's always, but this music is very, it's very punk rock. Yeah, it's cyberpunk. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's fucking cool. I don't know. I guess like it's just. Maybe I was cyberpunk all along.
Should have just embraced it.
Yeah.
Not been embarrassed of it.
I mean, like, I mean, I love my family. Shout out to my family. We hung out with them yesterday. It was a great time. But you've met them before. And you know how I have a bunch of brothers that...
It's because, like, everybody likes to bust each other's chops. Like, and to avoid, I'm sure you got your chops busted.
That's why I'm hilarious.
A lot more than...
That's why I'm so funny.
I don't know. For me, like being bullied, like growing up, like to me, it feels so hurtful and so like,
I know.
You know what I mean? So to me, it was like, I don't like people that knew me or that I knew weren't doing the busting of the chops.
Yeah.
So I guess I feel it in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
And that's not like, you've taught me to feel it in some sort of way too, I guess. And it's like, I've learned to like, oh, okay, it's something I got to deal with. So, yeah. Either way. Directed by Iain Softley. Iain Softley, also director of, the movie before this was called Backbeat. I guess it's like, it's got like Beatles music and then Thurston Moore and Dave Grohl and some other like grunge people. It chronicles the early days of the Beatles in Hamburg. Oh, okay. It's the one that Stephen Dorff plays Stuart Sutcliffe. I've seen this one before. It's kind of menacing. It's kind of like it makes Stuart Sutcliffe like look. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. Huh. Crazy movie. Okay, so he did that. K-Pax. He's directed K-Pax. Did you ever watch that?
I think I've
Kevin
seen
Spacey?
it. Yeah, I remember watching it, but it was like a whatever movie for me.
The Skeleton Key. The Skeleton Key, he directed
I remember when that came out, it was so like, whoa.
Right?
And then, of course, like, so Kate Hudson was like, of course, super popular at the time. So it was just like right place, right time kind of movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie. We should watch it.
Okay. We saw it recently.
Did
like,
we? Yeah.
I think I want to say like
a couple of years ago, maybe
October this past year.
Yeah. Okay. Inkheart. Did you ever see that?
I don't think so.
With, I think it's Brendan Fraser, if I'm not mistaken. Or, yeah, Brendan Fraser. I've never seen that one either. It's a fantasy adventure film. See, Trap for Cinderella, Curve, and The Shepherd. And yeah, I was watching he's a British dude, educated at St. Benedict's School, Ealing, London. I was watching like some interviews with him and stuff like that, and it was like a little round table with him and two of the composers of the film, Simon Boswell and the dude Pratt. Guy Pratt, I believe his name is, and they were talking about the 25th anniversary of the movie because they actually re-released and did a whole deluxe edition of the soundtrack. The deluxe edition has additional Simon Boswell music that plays throughout the movie, and the Guy song with David Gilmour on guitar, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. We'll talk about all that stuff right there. But they were talking about that and talking about the movie, and like Iain Softley the script fell onto his lap a bit. And he was also kind of like at the same time, it was kind of kismet. Everybody was kind of immersed in like UK rave culture. Everybody was really into that at the moment. And like, the the blending, the different people, and it's gay, it's straight, it's everything in between. It's everybody gets the dressing, and it's the drugs and all that stuff. And hacking, it wasn't seen as like that, but like they just kind of combined the two. I think Simon Boswell said that later on, hackers would reach out to him and say like, "Hey, thank you very much for this. Like, this is this music like is what I was listening to while I was hacking." But it's like they weren't like popular dudes or anything.
Yeah. They were like, "Thanks for making us look cool."
Yeah, thanks for making us look cool. But they were also like, it was also dudes just like dropping acid and just like doing fucking hack, because like it's just like you're fucking on a trip.
It's code,
and
you're
just there forever. You know what I mean? It's like it's a movie full of it's a movie full of this. And I fucking. It was that, and I was fucking so there for it. I was so there for it. But so was Iain Softley. Iain Softley was that too. I believe in one of the articles I read, they talked about how they wanted to make the main characters look like rock stars and stuff like that. So they even attached guitar straps. If you notice, there's like guitar straps on their fucking computers, like when they're walking around with them, and like when they're in that subway and stuff like that. Yeah, there's straps, and like they just wanted to make it look like that. Let's see. Simon Boswell is the composer on this. Also a pretty like known dude. He's got a lot of stuff under his belt. Let's see. Simon Boswell. He's BAFTA nominated film score composer. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see some of the things that he has under his belt. Cousin Betty, Desserts. He did some music for the ABCs of Death, Lord of Illusions this same year, Hackers. Prior to that, he did music with Danny Boyle for that movie Shallow Graves. Remember that movie, the one with the three roommates and stuff like that. So they did the music on that. Simon Boswell talks about how Danny Boyle, like it's like he was also making Trainspotting at the same time. So it was kind of like they weren't aligned, but they were kind of connected in a way, because like Danny Boyle and Iain Softley, they were kind of like they're probably in the same clubs, observing the same people doing the same things, right? And Danny Boyle had actually reached out to Simon Boswell because while they were doing, I think, post-production, and Simon Boswell was doing some of the music, Danny Boyle had been approached by Johnny Lee Miller, and he was thinking about casting Johnny Lee Miller as Sick Boy in Trainspotting. And Simon Boswell said that, like, he's like, I shouldn't have done this, and I can say it now, because there's years behind me. But he's like, he leaked footage of the movie to Danny Boyle so that Danny Boyle could then think, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna fucking hire this guy because he can do what I want him to do. So Simon Boswell got Johnny Lee Miller the job on Trainspotting.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool there. Yeah. So it was all a whole thing there. I like Simon Boswell's music on this.
Yeah,
a
me
lot.
too.
Yeah. It's really cool stuff. He's a very accomplished musician and music producer. Oh, he did that Santa Sangre. Oh, that's right. He did stuff with fucking Argento, and he did the music for that movie Phenomena, the one that was with what's her name? Jennifer Connelly. Where was a young Jennifer Connelly in that Argento movie? Yeah. She did that. He did the one for Demons too. Remember that Demons movie? Oh, man. We did a Joe Bob episode on it. We watched it, and man, I'm trying to think how you would remember it. There was like a little kid. Man, I think you might have been working on something. Yeah, damn.
It sounds familiar. I'm sure.
It was an Argento produced movie directed by Lamberto Bava, but he's in the Argento camp. He's in a lot of camps, which is fucking. I like that. It's cool. There's like a Argento connection to fucking Hackers. You know what I mean? There's so many things in Hackers. So many people. So much shit in this. They did say recently, because the 25th anniversary was in 2020, that there's talks about doing a sequel. Yeah. So I don't know how I think they've said like they'd be waiting on Angelina Jolie if she'd be down. I wonder if she'd be down.
I wonder also. I think enough years have passed between them that they could like, you know what I mean?
Like it could be like a Lego sequel.
I think it would be like that. Like it would be their kids or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, it would if it
and
could
like
be just
Matthew Lillard
them.
could still just be like the Theo, like you know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I wonder if he like because there's also shout out to a podcast on YouTube called Hackers Curated or Hackers Curator. I'll link them also, but they're also mega fans of the movie and they have a whole show and they actually got like they interviewed Matthew Lillard, they interviewed Iain Softley, they interviewed like Fisher Stevens, everybody. And where was I going with that there? Like there is like everybody's super enthusiastic about it, but I wonder like would Serial we gotta talk about that. But with Serial, like I would think maybe the twist is like Serial's just like a straight laced like corporate dude now or something like that, or he had to go corporate for some fucking reason. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That was my think. I was thinking about it while I was cleaning the kitchen. I was like, well, I wonder what a sequel.
If anything,
would be like.
It would be Dade. I think.
I think that too. Or like it could be a flip flop. Like Dade's fucking crazy, and everybody's just been cool, and Dade's like, no man, there's something going on still. Blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like, or he's arrested or some fucking shit like that.
Again?
Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't know. Once you got a record, like it's Anyway, this movie, I don't know. There's so much about this. There's other stuff I want to bring up. There's an article that was on Grammys.com that I'm going to also be referencing because it was an oral history of the movie. So everybody kind of brings up something as they're talking about it. Several actors. Let me go through the cast list. Let's go through the cast list. Then we'll do a brief synopsis. Then we'll talk about we'll go through favorite parts and things like that because it's one of our favorite movies. And as we go through that, we'll also go through the soundtrack. All right. Johnny Lee Miller as Dade Murphy. Johnny Lee Miller. We've talked about him before. What do you think about Johnny Lee Miller?
I like him. I mean, he's like I feel like he kind of branched away from being a character actor because he stayed... I feel like there was like a little tiny gap, but then he stayed consistent.
Yeah.
Because he was doing stuff in between, a lot of like TV acting. He was in
that's true.
I think like maybe a few Law and Order episodes. He had that show that he was in.
He was wasn't he like a Sherlock? Wasn't he like main, Elementary?
Elementary.
Yeah.
With Lucy Liu, right? He did that for a while.
Was that Lucy Liu? Oh shit, that's crazy.
So, right?
She was Watson? Oh shit, that's crazy. How was that? Did you ever watch it?
I didn't watch it, no. Oh. I think it was on like when I would be working or something. I never like got into it. No. But I would always hear about it. I know it did well.
Cool. He was also I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. I don't know, I wouldn't say character actor. He kind of plays himself. He's a certain person. Like, I don't know. Is he? Does that make him a character
No,
actor?
I just feel like he does more often than not play a bad guy. He's always a bad guy.
He's kind of always a bad guy, yeah.
I like that about him. But yeah, he usually plays a bad guy or like
Trainspotting.
Somebody that screws somebody over.
And then, like Sick Boy is like an anti-hero.
Yeah, super, very.
Yeah. And
he's not a good guy.
Byzantium, that movie that where he was like with the vampires and all that. Remember that one?
Yeah.
He was like that lord and stuff. Yeah. He's. I like him a lot. I like Johnny Lee Miller a lot. He's a British actor. Like I said, we've talked about him before, but that Dark Shadows. That's right. He was like that uncle in Dark Shadows. Also, that's yeah. He also ages very well.
Yeah, he looks the same.
Yeah, yeah, he ages very well. All right, but he's Dade Murphy. Young Dade Murphy in this is played by a kid named Max Lagash. I didn't see anything else about Max Lagash.
No,
I don't think. I don't know if he continued doing anything more on this, but yeah, not much on Max Lagash. Alrighty, so next up, of course, is Angelina Jolie, who plays Kate Libby, aka Acid Burn. Oh, Johnny Lee Miller, Dade Murphy is also Crash Override / Zero Cool. Fun fact, I wanted to be Zero Cool so bad. Fun fact, I want to be a hacker after I saw this movie so bad. Fun fact, that's probably why I play with computers all the time and shit now, because I wanted to be a hacker because of this movie so bad. Like, I wanted to be Zero Cool. It was Zero Cool, and then I started playing Crash Bandicoot, and there's a character in there called Engine, so it became Engine. And then fucking and then it became like Hollywood, and like it was just a bunch of different things. Yeah. Yep. Angelina Jolie as Acid Burn. Also from like she's an American actress. She's an Academy. Is she an Academy Award winner? Yeah, she is, right? Yeah, fuck yeah. Screen Actors Guild Awards, Golden Globe Award winner.
She's an activist.
An activist promoting humanitarian causes around. She's an A-list actress, big star now. Like at this was the beginning. This was up there. This was at the start, along with like Gia. Was early on in her career as well. Girl Interrupted is like a focal point in her career. It was kind of like after that she was like big shot, right?
Yeah. She did this one was like one of her firsts, and then she had a lot of those where she was like the young like bad girl, or the you know what I mean?
Gone in 60 Seconds. That's right. That was a big one.
She played Gia.
Yeah, I brought that one up right now. The Bone Collector. How early was The Bone Collector? What was that? 99.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was still like was that her like already like
she was already established.
She was already the thing, right? Okay. So Gia wanted the Maleficent. She was Laura Croft, Tomb Raider. Yeah. She's big shit. Big shit. Angelina Jolie. Jesse Bradford as Joey Pardella. He doesn't end up with a hacker name, huh? On one of the songs, which I'll bring up when we bring up like the extra songs, the other songs. There's like a roll call type moment in it, like in the Mortal Kombat Blade, Sonya Blade, and that it's like. Crash Override, Zero Cool. It says all of them, and then it says Flake. So I'm like, wait, did he get a name like towards the end?
I don't remember that being a thing. Like
I don't remember either. Joey, funny, like kind of the comic relief character, but they're all kind of the comic relief characters. It's a very kind of like high school movie.
He's the nerdy. He's the youngest out of all of them, so they kind of just brush him off.
Jesse Bradford, we talked about him when we talked about Romeo and Juliet. He was Romeo and Juliet. He was in Romeo and Juliet. He was in Bring It On.
Swim fan.
Let's see. W. Let's see. W. Did you ever see that one? W?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, he's I mean, he's in a good and he was also in this article. He talked fondly about it as well. He's expressed that he'd be interested in like coming back and being part of the sequel too. So yeah, Jesse Bradford, good actor, and every time I see him, I just always see Joey. Matthew Lillard as Emmanuel Goldstein / serial killer.
He was my favorite character.
Yep. Matthew Lillard, Shaggy. He's the second killer in Scream. Did he come back in like, what was he? Oh, that's right. He came back as like voices in the later Screams. He was like, I was like, because it's popping up here. I'm like, wait, how did he come? He fucking died in the first one. 13 Ghosts. Let's see. What's your favorite Matthew Lillard movie? You think it was?
I mean, it's probably this
one, huh?
Yeah.
What's your second favorite? What would you think?
It's funny because he was in Serial Mom, and his name's Serial Killer in this.
Oh, he was in Serial Mom. I've actually never seen that.
We should watch it. Alexis sent me, one of my very good friends, Alexis Flores, shout out.
She's already mentioned here.
She sends me so many Serial Mom memes.
Really?
On Instagram. She fucking loves that movie. Hey, maybe we should do that movie. I wonder if that one has a good soundtrack. I'm gonna write myself.
Let's check it out. Yeah, let's check it out. That's why I'm thinking. Like, that's why we got to do something where we can just talk about some movies. Because I know there's a lot of movie podcasts out there, but man, we watch so many movies. Like, we just watch so many. Yeah, mine would be SLC Punk.
Oh yes,
love SLC Punk. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was like late '90s, early 2000s, kind of like funny comic relief. He's also comic relief in this, but he's like the wild guy. I think in fact he comes out in Five Nights at Freddy's. I think he's like the manager of Five Nights at Freddy's. I think now later on he's become more of a character person. I think he's done some TV as well. Right? Yeah, I think he did some TV television series Good Girls. Good Girls. Yeah. From 2018 to 2021. Oh, and he was on the Twin Peaks the third season, which we still have to fucking watch because that's the whole reason I wanted to watch those 2 seasons of fucking because I wanted to be a David Lynch completist. Matthew Lillard, he's awesome. I love seeing him and stuff. Seems like a nice guy. Seems cool. Renoli Santiago as Ramon Sanchez, aka Phantom Freak. I didn't know his name was Ramon.
Really?
I never when they mentioned his name, up until recent these past few years we've seen the movie, like I was like, oh, Ramon. Okay. So I was like Phantom Freak. You know what I mean? I didn't know his name. Yeah. He's the best one.
He's my second favorite character for sure.
Yeah. He's fashionable.
All his leopard outfits.
Leopard outfits everywhere, leopard, and he's the one that makes hackers look coolest, I think, maybe.
And I think he was like one of the first characters to where, like, when I think back on gender fluidity or like, you know what I mean?
Like androgyny.
Yeah. Like the non-binary, like I feel like it would have been Freak.
And that too, I think there's subtext of that in this. Like there's gay culture subtext in this movie too. That's not directly addressed, but
I feel like it's very like it is a lot of non-binary stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, this is boys, this is girls. It's just like, I'm going to wear it because
that's characteristic of cyberpunk, for sure. That's a cyberpunk characteristic.
It's just industrial. What's going to service your daily functioning?
As well, it's weird that this movie is made by all the Brits.
Yeah, they're more open-minded, I think.
And exactly, and it's set in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were saying that there was that I was reading something that said that in Europe that they were more incognito, like you couldn't find like or know who was who, but in New York it was very prominent, and it's like you could find them and like you know what I mean?
Yeah. So all that, like, that's what's cool about this movie too. I think that's why I like this movie as well, because it has that subtext. Renoli Santiago, though, actor in Con Air, Dangerous Minds, Daylight, this. I think he went to Law and Order, Criminal Intent. That you know what I mean. He went to TV also. I don't know if he does much now as far as TV goes. He relayed that one of his favorite moments in this whole filmmaking was that they got to go watch Pink Floyd play. Like the whole cast and crew all went to a Pink Floyd concert because David Gilmour played on the soundtrack and stuff. And they actually got to meet David Gilmour, and that everybody was hanging out. It's like, yeah, Mark Anthony was there. We're all just hanging out. It was a real good time. And it was like, and it seems like they were young enough, and it was like a fun enough time.
Yeah.
Like it's such a big thing at that moment. So yeah, Renoli Santiago, loved the Phantom Freak. Oh, that's it for the hackers, huh? I feel like there was like a bunch more. I mean, there's the other hackers, ancillary hackers.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm reading it this way. Fisher Stevens, Eugene Belford / The Plague. The Plague. We've talked about Fisher Stevens before too. Fisher Stevens is a Renaissance man. He's a director. We talked about him on Before the Flood. Asteroid City. Grand Poodle. Like He's been in the Wes Anderson camp recently. That's like his thing. He was on Sing 2, Hail Caesar. He was on the Mario Brothers movie, Motherless Brooklyn, TV stuff. Talked about him. The Friends, right? Friends. That's what we talked about.
Yeah, he's been on everything.
Been on everything. This is my favorite character of his. The Plague is a piece of shit. He's such a
just the way he talks to the kids.
Yes.
Like, I'm cooler than you.
He just thinks he's so cool. And he's not, because he works for the man. The Plague, he's the baddie hacker, because of course they have to go up against a bad hacker. So Alberta Watson as Lauren Murphy, Dade's mom. Alberta Watson, I recognized her. I'm trying to think. She was in Hedwig. She was the mom. Yeah. Yeah, she was the mom in Hedwig. She was in The Keep, which I want to watch. The Keep is Michael Mann's like one of his first movies, and he just owns it. It's like a weird sci-fi movie, but it's got some weirdness to it that I want to see. That's crazy. She was the mom. Wow. Yeah. Oh shit, that's crazy. Holy shit, that's got me. Wow. I mean, we're gonna have to talk about Hedwig.
We're gonna do Hedwig.
We need to do Hedwig. It's because I think I want to include that in like the movies about like fictional bands.
That'd be cool.
I think that's what we should do it on. So yeah, make a note of that. Thank you. Alberta Watson, she rocks. She's fucking. Where's she from? She's from Canada. Yeah, she's a Canadian film and TV actress. Yeah, cool. Lorraine fucking Bracco. Lorraine fucking Bracco as Margot. It's wild that Lorraine Bracco was on here. Lorraine Bracco, she's also, I think she's like, isn't she like an Academy Award winning actress also?
I'm sure. Or she's a character actor too.
She's a character actor. Yeah. She was in Goodfellas. She was Karen Hill. Let's see. The Sopranos. She was the fucking psychiatrist in The Sopranos. And like the first season, I didn't watch all of it, but like the first season featured her more. She became a different character as the time went by, but she was more featured in and like more talked about in the first season, because it was like the first time, like, oh, it's a guy in the mob going to a psychiatrist and it's taken seriously. You know what I mean? It was that type of thing. So yeah, Lorraine Bracco. Let's see. She was also in Sing in 1989. That one. Someone to Watch Over Me. The Dream Team. Let's see. She's been in like so much shit. She's been in The Basketball Diaries. Did you ever? I've never seen that one.
Mom. She's a mom.
She's always a mom. Huh? Not in this one. She ain't no mom in this one.
On The Basketball Diaries?
No, not in this movie.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
In this movie. No, she's Margot. She's a bad girl.
Right? She was the mom on Basketball Diaries, right?
I've never seen that. That's what I was saying. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
You have it.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she plays his mom.
Okay. Okay. So Lorraine Bracco, she rocks in this as the other villain. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew we were missing a hacker. Lawrence Mason as Paul Cook, a.k.a. Lord Nikon. Fucking Lord Nikon. Lawrence Mason. Talked about him already before in The Crow. Talked about him on The Crow. He was also in AI, Ali, Beyond Enemy Lines, The Lincoln Lawyer. I don't think I ever saw that one.
Matthew McConaughey was in that one.
Yeah, that's the Matthew McConaughey one. Did you ever see that?
I think my mom probably was watching it, but I don't, like, it was when I was, like, getting ready for work or vice versa.
He was also on The Shield, the FX show.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's awesome. I really enjoyed his characters on stuff.
All the characters on this were really good.
Yeah.
Just because
this is my favorite one of his.
They played their little parts, and like you were just like, oh, I want to be that one, or I want to be that one.
And Lawrence Mason talks about, like, at this time, like he was interested in the role because he was a fan of Tricky. He was a fan of Massive Attack. He
very
was
tricky,
a fan
like a lot of the aesthetic they had him do.
He was very into trip hop at the moment, and like they have him be the DJ. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm surprised Tricky isn't on this one. Oh, well, Massive Attack is so.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
Wendell
was in Massive Attack.
Fucking Pierce. SS Agent Richard Gill. Wendell Pierce, we brought him up on the Twilight Breaking Dawn 2 episode because he was Jay Jenkins.
Jay Jenks.
So he was Jay Jenks in Breaking Dawn. But Wendell Pierce he's the shit. I mean, he's horrible in this. Like, he's shitty in this, but he's also, like, the shit in this also.
You love him.
I do love him. I love him. I love him. I love him, and I love it. I love, like, I love him as the straight man because, like, I love them getting him so frustrated. Like, he just gets so frustrated.
Yeah.
I like
he has to stick up his ass.
Yeah, and that's, like...
that's why I just I've never liked him.
Yeah.
Because of this movie.
Yeah?
The character is just like, meh.
And I think I like that it's, like, the Fisher Stevens and him going back and forth, like... Fisher Stevens is just kind of like letting it roll off of him and being like, whatever. And he's just like, rah, rah. Like he's getting like the shit end of it. Yeah, and it's fucking funny. I don't know. It's just funny. But Wendell Pierce, an American actor, let's see. He was also on The Wire. He was also on Malcolm X. He was Selma. Did you ever see Selma? The Martin Luther King movie?
I haven't.
No, me neither. He was in Ray. I remember that. He was in Bulworth. Yeah,
Ray was good. I remember watching that.
I love that movie. I love that movie. He was in that movie Piercing. I don't remember what he was in that. Remember that movie Piercing?
Piercing.
With that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should watch that.
That movie was good. Yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah, Mila Wasikowska. Christopher Abbott is his name. Mm-hmm. Christopher Abbott. Also in Poor Things, which we saw for a third time because it's streaming now. Go check out Poor Things. We also saw, just sidebar, we saw Love Lies
Bleeding. Oh my goodness.
Movie. Yeah.
If you want to see like a weird, like lesbian androgynous, lesbian, like
fucking rocks.
But it's like, to me, it didn't even matter. Like, it didn't matter. Like, they were just still badass. You know what I mean? Like, they were tough.
You know,
they were like, you know what I mean? On the wrong side of the tracks. Like, it was really good. It was such a cool movie. And then the dialogue in it, like, a lot of the things that happened were over the top, but their dialogue and reactions to those things felt so real to me. Like, you know what I mean? I want to watch that movie again right now.
I know, we want to watch it
It was so good.
It was such a good movie. I want to say this. I think we're a little more accepting than a lot of other people. So I think those things don't hit us as hard. But like
we can watch the movie and see what the movie is, what it's about, instead of letting those little things speak like and be like, make us uncomfortable. Because it's like, they're not making you do it. Nobody's telling you to be a lesbian or to have sex with men.
Because we're also queer. We're also queer. So that's
like,
why.
Who cares? Like, at one point or another, you were curious about another person until somebody made you feel bad about it or told you it was wrong. So it's whatever. And animals do it all the time because they don't they're not talking shit about each other. Like, animals are just living their lives. So get over it.
Good movie. Good movie, though. You should watch that fucking movie. Michael Gaston as Agent Bob and young Mark Anthony as Agent Ray. Ray and Bob. It's weird that this was like an early Mark Anthony movie. You know what I mean?
And because I didn't know who Mark Anthony was for such a long time, like it didn't even register to me that that's who it was.
And because he wasn't, I mean, much like Enrique, much like Ricky Martin, like they were, of course they were Latin stars first. Of course they were like under the radar because they were like, they're brown, right? Like, and he still acted. He's in a bunch of movies. He's been in a lot of films. He's in a bunch of movies.
He's been in a lot of films.
Man on Fire. He was on Carlito's Way, Bringing Out the Dead.
A lot of stuff.
The Substitute.
I feel like that's what's smart about him, is because it's like, if somebody's gonna ask you to be in something, unless it's something that you really don't believe in or that doesn't have views that you agree with, like he said yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to be a Latin singer. Like, I can do this. They're asking me to play this part. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah. I mean, he's American. Like, I think he's a New Yorker, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. Or Miami. He was a Floridian. He's a Floridian.
But he's still like his ethnicity.
Of course. Yeah. He's let me double check. Okay, Mark Anthony Muniz is an American singer-songwriter born in New York. I thought Miami because he's partial owner of the Dolphins. I think he's part owner of the Dolphins. But like fucking New Yorkers, Florida, they're New York. Like Florida's like another borough essentially. Let's see. He is he's Puerto Rican. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I didn't know if he was Puerto Rican or Colombian
or
Cuban. Yeah, because he plays El Cantante. Like you know what I mean? Like El Cantante. Have you ever seen that movie?
I haven't.
It's not bad. Like I know it was him yeah. It's because I like that. It's good because of the fucking soundtrack. Yeah, like that's why. We're gonna have to talk about that. We might have to do like a series of like of like movie bios, also like music bios. I think that'd be a cool thing to do too. Not so much. So I also thought about like rock docs and how to fit rock documentaries in somewhere too, but maybe that's also like another type of episode, like on a paid episode thing. I don't fucking know. But these are all being discussed on mic, so that I gotta hold myself accountable somehow. Yeah. El Cantante, love it. Mark Anthony, love you. Michael Gaston, let's see. He was also on Inception. That's right. That's where I recognized him. Also, Inception. He was Bridge of Spies. He did stuff with Terrence Malick and Todd Haynes, Far From Heaven, Copland. See, First Reformed. Remember that movie? Yeah, he was in First Reformed. He was in Double Jeopardy. He's like an agent-looking cop guy.
I was like, all the ones you listed, I was like, wasn't he either a cop or a government something?
He was on The Sopranos, The West Wing, Homicide. Yeah, but he's a recognizable cop. Like he's a great actor though. I like very recognizable though as like a cop. Penn Jillette as Hal, Penn and Teller, fucking magician. But he's also an actor. He's in several films.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he was in Toy Story. Who is he in Toy Story?
Whose voice does he do?
Let's see where Penn Jillette is. He's a TV announcer's voice. Huh. I don't know. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He was also in. Oh yeah, he did pop up in Fantasia 2000. Do you? I remember that. I remember he popped up there. But
oh yes, yeah. They did a little announcement.
But he's got weird politics. He's more libertarianish right now too. I don't know, but he's a magician, kind of comedian. Like they do funny stuff. He's also one to kind of like call bullshit on certain things. That's where like the politics leanings on certain things gets weird. Like he calls bullshit on some stuff that's like, well, I don't know if that's bullshit actually. We had a whole show called Bullshit. But yeah. Magician, juggler, comedian, musician, inventor, actor, and best-selling author. Yeah, Penn Jillette. Peter White Kim as Blade and Darren Lee as Razor. Razor and Blade. They fucking rock.
They were cool.
Darren Lee was in Chicago, a movie called Sisters, and not many movies aside from that. Peter Kim is a little more recognizable. He was in Sex and the City. He was in a movie called Margin Call. I think I've seen him on TV stuff. He's more of a Broadway and off-Broadway. He was in Yoko Ono's rock opera, New York Rock. The Razor and Blade, they rock. They fucking rock. Bunch of other people in here. Let's see. Max Lagash. Max Lagash was also in a movie called Joe and the King, directed by Frank Whaley. Oh. Frank Whaley, the actor. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay, cool. Good on that. Trying to think. There's a bunch of like other character actors. Nobody else in the main. Nope, nobody else in the main cast. That's the cast of Hackers, and that's like our characters that are in this world. Yeah, it's a good cast. It's wild that they got so many people when they were so young. And that's also why they want to do a sequel, because they're all still around. And they're all still working in some capacity too. So, I don't know. Like, I think the demand is there for it since it's garnered like a cult status, but they just have to do it right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Let's do a quick synopsis. So I kind of wrote down like a synopsis of it a bit, but Hackers is a story, kind of coming of age tale of some high schoolers, but its preamble starts off in 1988 in Seattle, where we see a young Dade Murphy and his family being swatted, and then they get taken to court because he hacked into and crashed over 1,500 computer systems, causing a Wall Street crash, and they charged him with $45,000, and he couldn't own a computer until his 18th birthday. Right? That was the basis of it, right? Zero Cool was his hacker name. The little court scene is kind of funny at the beginning because it's like everybody, and then it like pans down.
Yeah. You're thinking like that you're getting like an adult is being charged or something, and it's the little boy.
So that I want to bring that up as one of the first moments on all this. Like all the swatting and for $45,000, like he caused a Wall Street crash. $45,000, like that would be much more money than $45,000. That would be millions of dollars. That would be charged to the parents.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I don't know. It's weird. It starts off weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's holes. Holes.
Yeah. So that, and then we flash forward to
living in New York.
Living in New York.
In a small apartment.
18th birthday. So now he has a computer, and he's hooked the computer up to the phone. And first instance of him as an 18-year-old hacker is him messing around at a local TV station, the local TV network where he's like, yak, 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 get a job. And it's like a right-winger talking shit about immigrants or something on the TV. I think that's what it was. And he reprograms the station to play The Outer Limits. And that's when he gets his first glimpse at there's
another hacker,
Crash Override, and he's infringing on Crash Override. No, Acid Burn. Acid Burn. He's infringing on Acid Burn's turf, and he's about to, and that's where he gives himself the name Crash Override rather than Zero Cool because he doesn't want that fucking flack, right? So he's trying to hide himself. He's a different hacker now. So all that happens. Flash forward, high school, first days of high school. First person he meets in the hallways, Phantom Freak, Ramon Sanchez.
And he's already hacked into the phone system to make a long distance phone.
He's already that's right. We see.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
He was always doing stuff with the phones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like, who does he have to call? I wonder who he's calling. It's crazy. Like,
I think he was calling his family.
Yeah,
in, like Puerto Rico or something.
Okay, it's. Okay, so another relic of this movie is phones. Like,
there was a lot of like payphones all over the place. Yeah. I think that every time I see a movie with payphones, it's like, wow, those are like nowhere now.
Nowhere. You can't pay for a payphone anymore. Everybody's got a cell phone, and if you don't, you're insane, or you know what I mean? Even like, yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Well, I remember when it used to be like, you better learn how to do this because it's not like you're going to be able to carry a calculator around in your pocket. Right. And it's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wear a watch.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like,
or carry a bunch of quarters in my pocket because I have to get to a phone. Yeah. So, yeah. That's wild. He meets the Phantom Freak. Then next he meets Kate Libby, who has to show him around. And he's like, oh, what's this? And he's like, oh.
He's already in love with her.
Oh, my God.
Love at first sight.
Libby, what's going on here? And then we get... that's where she tells him about the pool. It's like, hey, tell him about the pool.
That part was funny, like when he gets up to the roof and there's all the other little nerds that got stuck out there. I'm like, okay, why are all of you looking over the edge instead of one of you standing by the door to be like, hold the door? Obviously, all of you kept popping through there. There was like 7 of them up there. I'm like, why is one of you not waiting by the door?
And that's what I was wondering too. Like, who are all these guys? Like, what were they doing up there?
They got sent up there the same. They were all the nerds.
Were they all new kids?
They
weren't
just
all
looked
new kids.
nerdy. That's why. They look like the nerdy, gullible kids.
Imagine they just been there for like weeks, and they just like every week it was like somebody new, like no, and that's what the movie was about. It was about the fucking colony that lived on the, and then their high school was in like a skyscraper.
Mean, it's New York. I don't know how that works.
Does that happen in New York?
Or no, I don't think it was in a skyscraper, was it?
I mean, that was like a high ass building.
It might not have been. They were just on the roof.
How many floors does a school have?
I don't know. Some floors are double story. Some schools could be 3 stories.
How many floors was your high school?
Some of them was 2 stories. There were some parts where some buildings were 1, and then some buildings were 2. So think of that even if it's a 2-story building and you're looking over the edge.
But even if we got to look back at it because it does look like they were pretty high up. I think.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
I mean, they could have.
It looks like one of those like, well, I'm on the top of the ceiling of the skyscraper type shits. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. Either way, it's funny that he gets stuck up there and he gets them stuck up there, and then it starts to rain. So
eventually he ends up getting into like changing his school schedule because he hacks into the school computer.
That's where Phantom Freak sees him, and he's like, "Oh, what's up?"
He's able to change all his classes so that he's in Kate's classes, and then this ensues a whole like they're enemies now.
Yeah, they're enemies. And Kate's like, "Who's this guy? He's just been a creeper on me."
And
Phantom Freak's like, "Hey, I see who you are. I'm the freak." Phantom Freak.
And then you end up they end up going to that one club afterwards.
Cyberdelia. They end up going to Cyberdelia. He shows a Phantom Freak shows him a flyer for Cyberdelia. He meets them at Cyberdelia. That we also see Joey introduced there in that little scene. Joey's like, freak. I need an alias, or no, I need a handle. I'm nobody without a handle. And he's kind of nobody throughout the movie.
Yeah, they blow him off all the time because he's just like annoying little kid.
But he's also so they go to Cyberdelia, and we see Serial Killer for the first time outside.
He's selling merch.
But it's kind of like bootleg merch.
Yeah.
Bootleg shit outside. So we kind of see who we're dealing with there. And then he comes inside and he meets Freak and Dade and Joey.
Well, no, first Dade. So Kate's playing that game.
Oh yeah,
and he goes over there and he beats her on the game. So after that, she's like, "I'm done with you."
And he made an enemy for life. He made an enemy. That game was a souped-up version of one of the first PlayStation games called Wipeout. It was an early like souped-up like. I guess they provided them with like some footage for the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they had. I think. Oh man. Somebody was working on some music for Wipeout. I don't know if it was Orbital or Underworld. It was one of them. Somebody correct me. If it's not me that corrects myself on here, somebody correct me on there. But yeah, that they got the footage for that video game so that they could play it, and it's also like this huge cyber cafe restaurant club.
It's a cool place.
It's a cool place.
I want to go there.
I want to go there. Yeah, it was cool. They were talking about like in the original script that they wanted it to be more of like a coffee shop type thing. They wanted it to be like a more chilled out thing. But since they were like immersing themselves into this whole thing, it was
like,
big.
What can we put in here? There was like ramps in there.
Everybody's rollerblading
all over the place.
Remember in the 90s when everybody rollerbladed?
I mean, that was a way to get around. I'm like...
I always fucking ate shit in rollerblades.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be a rollerblader.
I rollerbladed and roller skated for a long time.
Like, yeah, I could do little tricks. I was on the half pipes and shit like that.
No, I never did any. It was all, like, just skating. I wasn't doing tricks or at the skate park. Like,
Okay.
Roller King, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, even at Roller King, I would have to like switch over to roller skates because they had more balance than rollerblades for me. No, I did get a handle on them after a while. But anyway, so at Cyberdelia, that's where Joey starts talking like, "Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." They always kind of brush him off. Serial joins them for the meal. That's when they kind of see that Dade knows what he's talking about because he knows what he's talking about those books, those multicolored books.
Yeah, I read too that those were actual books, except for 2 of the ones that they listed, but they were actual books.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
That about this too. The cyber stuff, the hacker jargon, is total bullshit.
Yeah, I remember reading too that there was like actual hackers were like, what? Or like how they made the internet or the inside of the computer look. It's like, no.
That's also one of my favorite things on this was the introduction was like when it like the hackers the title card, the name, like that's the fucking like when New York turns into like the computer board. So cool. Yeah. Such a cool shit.
I liked the graphics, all the little computer stuff. The graphics, the worm, awesome. When it showed the worm, the cyber worm.
Right. The
like, cyber oh my worm.
Gosh. So there's that. So but in the background, we just hear Joey's like fucking around trying to do some shit.
Yeah, this is where you end up discovering that he did hack into something. He doesn't even know what it was.
Ellingson Mineral.
That he copied a garbage file. And so after this, it's like the cops are on to him.
We're introduced to the Plague because the Plague is like the cybersecurity head of the cybersecurity for Ellingson Mineral.
But he's so...
yeah, exactly.
Joey actually discovered his little mess. Joey doesn't know what he discovers, but the Plague knows that he discovered a junk file where he had the plots to be stealing all this little bits of money
he's incrementally stealing money. That's what a worm is, I believe. Like a worm as an actual thing. It's like
it munches.
Little bits at a time. So he's milking money from this company, little bits at a time. With Margot, who is introduced in this also with Ellingson Mineral, I think she's like public relations or some shit with them, public relations or HR or some shit like that. But him and her both screwing this company over.
And each other.
Screwing each other over. But screwing also each other. The Plague is an old school hacker. He still thinks he's cool. He calls himself the Plague. He doesn't want to be referred to by Eugene Belford. Counter hacking, cybersecurity. Still tries to be cool, but he is part of the man. So, fuck him, whatever. FBI gets involved too because
they start following, listening in on Joey's conversations.
Joey ends up like copying some of the file, then his mom turns off the fucking computer so he doesn't copy all of it. He gets arrested. Joey gets arrested, taken to jail. Nikon is also brought in this, like in the fold. Like after they go to the after
Cyberdelia and they all become friends. Then they take him to Nikon's apartment because he's like the only one of them that doesn't live at home or with parents.
Yeah, I think he's like it seems like he's the older one.
Yeah, he's like a little older than all of them, and so he has his own apartment in a really shitty building.
Yeah,
and I like how he tries to be real ominous at first.
Yeah.
But then he's just a big nerd like them. And like him and Serial are like little besties. And like he asks him to stay if he can stay with him for a while.
He's got a photographic memory. Lord Nikon does. And he's like the other part of their crew. And it's them. It's them. They do all the shit together. It's funny. I feel like it's funny that they do that scene where, like, they do them meeting him first. They're watching TV, and then they see Agent Gil on the TV, and while Joey's getting arrested in the background, and then it shows Hack the Planet, and then we see the scene of Joey getting arrested in the back. I like how it jumped back and forth between that. That was fucking cool. There's a lot of other cool cutbacks and forths between like closed television screens, like different computer graphics.
And then they watch a show at Lord Nikon's house called Hack the Planet.
Yes.
And it's Razor and Blade that host it, and it gives them little tips and tricks of like using the dial up on the phone to like call in to, if you record certain dial tones, you don't have to pay, and like little tips and tricks for them.
Hacking as a survival trait. Hacking as a survival trait, which it pretty much is. Like, I mean, government, shit, it is what it is. People can be malicious with hacking, but also people can protect themselves. People can just get to know certain things with, shit like that. So that's that. They end up...
So they end up trying. So Joey gets arrested. They end up hiding the disc, and they come after Freak too. And so he hides the disc at school and tells Kate to find it.
Yes, but between all that stuff, that's when the Plague decides, hey, I'm gonna pin all my bullshit on the hackers, because that way we can still get away with the shit. The hackers take the rap. Boom, boom, bam. So they start going after the hackers. It starts off with the freak, like you said. We also see them go to Kate's house for a party at one point, and Kate has like a new computer.
And they geek out over the computer.
That's where Dade and Kate figure out that, oh, your crash override? What? Your acid burn? What? Crash and burn. Oh man. And then so it's all that. And then they establish that they're like angry at each other, but also that they want to fuck each other. That's totally like the whole fucking thing about
right? All that tension.
Yep. It's our relationship. It's while we're fucking it's like half of our relationship. We're mad.
We're angry.
I'm just like gritting my teeth. Like, why do you make me clean this?
He doesn't like to clean. He gets angry if he has to clean. But then look how much better it feels after.
I get you. I am with you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So after Kate ends up going to Dade's house with Serial and asking for his help, and he doesn't want to help because he's got a record. So he agrees to just copy the disc.
But also Fisher Stevens and everybody has already assaulted him. They've already like found that Dade Murphy went to that high school. So they found him and they're like, oh, we're going to corner this guy and pressure him to try to help him.
Yeah. They try to blackmail him.
They try to like pressure him first, and then it gets to blackmail, right? Like it's like.
Yeah, like if you don't tell us what you know, we're going to screw over your mom's life and make it look like she's wanted in all these countries.
So he does take the disc that Joey made.
And he ends up giving it to Plague.
Giving it to the Plague.
And regretting it.
And he regrets it. He goes to meet the people, to meet the friends, the hacker friends. They have an
like
all-nighter.
Deep dive to figure out what's going on.
Then they figure out the whole plot. They figure out, oh shit, we're trying to get...
The worm's been munching, and now this other virus is going to get blamed on us, but it's actually going to capsize these boats. And
then what? You gave it to you gave it to the Plague?
And then they find out that he was zero cool.
Well, you're zero cool?
They're like, you're elite.
You're elite. I thought you were black. And you remember that? Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
And Lord Nikon was like, I thought you were black.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So then they figure out a plan of if they all go in and hack through to figure get the rest of that garbage file, then they can do it before the cops find them.
Yes.
So they agree to do it in Grand Central Station and use all the payphones, and Dade figures out a way to get all the stoplights in the middle of downtown to like all turn red and green at the same time, so it causes a traffic jam. And yeah, they miraculously like get in through Joey's the one that ends up getting to the file. And
they need to access this
file. They get all the information they need right when the cops show up.
Yeah, right when the FBI and the cops show up.
Dade tosses the disc in the trash. And since Serial Killer was on another floor doing something else, they didn't take him. So there's a scene where they're putting Dade in the back of the cop car.
They're trashing.
And in order to tell him where to find the disc, he's like, they're trashing our rights. Trashing.
They're trashing. Trashing.
I like how Serial Killer was in the crowd like, oh yeah, hack the planet. Like, oh, I need to go look for that disc.
So yeah, so the hackers get together. They also have to reach out to Razor and Blade to put out a distress call to like hackers around the world
to help
them like defeat Ellingson Mineral and the counterintelligence team there, because they have to get the information to prove themselves innocent.
And then Serial Killer's able to broadcast this information to the whole world.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, I feel like a god.
Yeah.
But he basically tells what was happening, and he gives the information to where the Plague lives.
Imagine you were like in El Paso and you're like, I don't know who any of these people are, and Ellingson Mineral means nothing.
Yeah. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, though. They all, like, everything happy ending.
Happy ending. So throughout this also, Kate and Dade had a contest with each other where they were fucking with Agent Gill.
And to see how many
doing little
like
hacking things.
Who could do the worst
who
little
could do the worst
things to
stuff,
him.
and they were arguing with they were fighting each other for a date, and then it was like somebody has to wear a dress on a date. So at the end, we see Kate's wearing the dress, and they're on a date.
And she's like, I can't believe they decided you won. But it's like, to me, when I saw that scene, I'm like, he looks like he's wearing a dress anyway.
Yeah,
like the outfit that they put him in looks like a dress.
Yeah, all these outfits were great. What was your thing about the outfits here?
I loved it.
Like, that's the plot of the movie.
I read an article too that said about like he wanted to, because it's Richard Burton.
Roger Burton.
He wanted the outfits to also be like a part of the movie. Like it was a part, like it was a character in the movie also.
Yeah, he says, I was familiar with the electronic music scene in the UK and Europe, but when I went on a trip to NYC and got inspired by the club culture. He said the fetish and cross-dressing scene and all these subcultures fueled my creative decisions. So Hackers is loaded with subtle fashion references that people still enjoy spotting. Yeah, very much so. Very much like, that's why we're having a cyberpunk party, because it's cool to dress like that. Like, everybody looks cool.
Like, I like that it's still, like, it's futuristic, but it's industrial. Like, they have the pants with all the pockets, because it's like, if you have a zip drive, if you have a disc, if you have a whatever, like, they were always on the go. They had backpacks and they could carry all their shit. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. They always
I like that they were always industrial. Yes. Like, I have everything I need at any possible moment.
Very utilitarian. Yes. Very like, there's clips on everything. There's straps on shit. That's very much what that was. Yeah, Burton's very like he was into like the pop like zine culture, different subcultures, punk culture, like shit like that. New York, just getting into it, living by your own rules, and like this movie is very punk. It's so cyberpunk. The crew and the cast were also given copies of Neuromancer at the beginning of filming, so like they were steeped in cyberpunk lore. Like this is essentially what cyberpunk is. Like, it is about like Johnny Mnemonic. It is about hackers. Fighting against the system that's at play. I mean, we're gonna get into it when we talk about the fucking Matrix. Like, just all different variations of the same, like, fighting against the system. Which is another fucking, like, it's a microcosm of what we all do in the world. It's part of punk rock. We're fighting against the grain. Wow, this is fucking, that's all fucking connecting right there. That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Blowing your own mind.
Blowing my own mind. Alrighty, let's get to the thing we're here to talk about the most after about an hour and 13 minutes. Let's get to this soundtrack now. We're going to talk about the originally released soundtrack, but we're also going to mention the 25th anniversary stuff. We're going to mention, because that soundtrack had Simon Boswell's music on it, so we're going to mention Simon Boswell music. I'm going to also mention, like, I sent Casey another playlist of like 40 something songs, which I'm also gonna all the soundtracks are gonna be linked in everywhere. All that said, there's tons of music that was like added in, that was inspired by so in this last interview that I heard, Iain Softley talks about this original soundtrack was originally like a small run of pressings. Like, it was widely released kind of like one time. It's kind of like a relic by like a marketing company that was down to compile all the music together. And there was some stuff missing on it, like and then like Simon Boswell's music was missing from it and stuff too, because there was like rights issues and stuff, which is like bringing me to this too. I don't know what I want to do, but if there's anything that this podcast can do in service of like, because we've run into this so many times where it's like, it's just hard to find songs. It's hard to find like the complete this and that. This one was a hodgepodge of ways we listened to it. Like, it's hard, especially with streaming, to fucking like figure this shit. Like, streaming's not the best shit for this. Like, it sucks. Like, it sucks because everybody's license is locked up on different shit, right? So I don't know if we're gonna ever do anything, but this soundtrack is like a victim of that. Like, it's a victim to time, but it's also a big thing. It was a big influence on this shit. It was a big influence and big promoter of this music. Like it was also one of those things where the film company didn't want to put much behind it because they were like, nobody's gonna get dance music. They thought, based off of Softley's breakbeat, that it was gonna be indie music. They thought it was gonna be like indie guitar rock and shit.
I mean, the only one on there that's pretty rockin' was that one song.
Yeah. I mean, there's the Urban Dance Squad and the Machines of Loving Grace. Like Machines of Loving Grace, we've talked about. We'll bring them up also. But it's still like this music is punk rock. Curator from Curator and Dorfmeister. So the first song, Original Bedroom Rockers. That song fucking rocks. It's very smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of the dream sequence songs, you know? But Curator and Dorfmeister talk about like at this time, this soundtrack was cool because it was a bunch of bedroom producers, like much like we're in right now. But with more hardware synthesizers. I believe it was either Curator and Dorfmeister or one of the dudes from Orbital talking in that interview that like it was awesome that all these people could come together on this because this music at the time, it wasn't the easiest shit to make. It was very hard to make. It was a lot of start-stopping. But that's why, like, I think it was one of the dudes from Orbital. It's like, that's why I like doing it too, because it was like, it's like if I messed up, I had to start over again, and it was a new opportunity to start something new. So it's something, you know? But it was like, it's not like my computer where it's like I had a drum machine already set up. I was able to sample real quick. I was able to play this piano, and it was like MIDI language is like numbers and codes, and you have to like plug in, and like these, instead of this, it was like a box, and instead of all this stuff that I had, it was like separate boxes, and it was like all that shit. So like it's just all that, recording it to tape. You know what I mean? Like, and then these people did it in their fucking in their bedrooms and stuff. So it's like that's what's amazing about this too.
Yeah,
that's very cyberpunk and punk rock about this.
JJ Caballero here, trying to figure a way to make that point more understandable. I was trying to emphasize the DIY nature of old school dance music, and that's how it is punk rock. It's very much, it was a DIY thing. It was a truly underground culture. Orbital, they weren't household names to be exact. They were big on the underground. They were big in the clubs. They were, you know, DJing. But this soundtrack and other soundtracks, and like Trainspotting in particular, helped make these names more known, especially, you know, in the UK and such, and just kind of like on dance circuits. What I was doing while I was explaining that as well was I was pointing at my computer, at various things in my recording studio. Like my computer is just a very powerful thing, and it's got software synths, it's got drum machines on there, all within like a couple of programs, and I've got very minimal like output. No, you know, I have some good like standalone hardware and such too, but nothing like these guys had to mess with as well. The way that people record now too is a lot easier than the way people recorded back then, because back then they had to patch in all sorts of wires and all sorts of things, record to tape. Tape was a very inconsistent and kind of like weird, not inconsistent. It's a very beautiful way to hear things, and it's a very cool way to record, but it's a very tedious process, and tape isn't like a computer. You can't just delete something and re-record right away. It takes a while. You have to, you know, make sure that the machines are calibrated and such. Either way, I hope this brings some clarity to the thing I was trying to say to Casey in this, because listening back to this, I didn't make much sense. Back to the show.
Curator and Dorfmeister, what'd you think about this song?
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah. It's a good song. It's a good opener for this. Yeah. Love this. Next song. Well, Curator and Dorfmeister, actually, not next song. Named after the members Peter Curator and Richard Dorfmeister. They're more trip-hoppy, down-tempo, you know, more, that's what they are. And then there's like mixtures of drum and bass here and there. Let's see, G-Stoned. Their DJ Kicks album, their DJ Kicks compilation's real cool. They did a good set on that DJ Kicks one. Let's see, what else have they done? 16 fucking years of G-Stone Records. Yeah, G-Stone's like their record label thing as well. They got a bunch of aliases as well. Peace Orchestra, Tosca, Voom Voom. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, they did their thing. They disbanded in 2013, but they reunited 2020 to start doing stuff again. And I've seen their names on stuff recently. So yeah, they're still out there. Cruder and Dorfmeister. They rock. This song rocks. Cowgirl. That one, that song. I love this song. This song and we'll go to the other song, but this song is like Hackers to me. Like this, that's
I just every time I'm gonna picture like you just busting out on your little pretend dance move. That's all I can see in my head.
Yeah. Yep. Underworld. We've talked about Underworld before. Born Slippy, Trainspotting. Listen to that episode, the first episode a year ago. Listen to it now. Fucking, it's a different show now. It's basically a different show. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Underworld, British electronic group formed in Cardiff. Duo, Carl Hyde and Rick Smith. There was former members, Darren Emerson, Darren Price. They were part of like a live band. Funk synth pop. They performed briefly as a funk synth pop outfit. Which their first 2 albums were that. Then they gained they gained prominence like doing dance, techno. When I think techno, I do think of Underworld a little more. Like it's a little more. Their drums are harder. Their samples are more jagged and abrasive and stuff like that. And this one, like the vocals, that shit was fucking sick. That shit was sick. Their synth that one's came out when he was playing the video game. Is that when it came out? Right? Yeah, when he was playing the video game.
Yeah, when they're at the Cyberdelia.
Yeah, at Cyberdelia. Yeah, Underworld. They rock. I don't know. They're on Trainspotting. They're on the. They did the whole what was it, the Sunshine record, the Sunshine soundtrack. I think they did like most of the music on that one as well too. Like Danny Boyle contributors and stuff. I'm sure Danny Boyle heard like it's like, oh, Born Slippy's got to be on. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Fuck yeah, Underworld. They fucking rock. Yeah. Voodoo People by The Prodigy. This song. No. The what's the fucking? It's the song that plays when they're fighting over the TV station stuff. It's the one that goes.
Oh my gosh!
Remember when we couldn't find it, like the beginning of the song like doesn't reflect that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's The Prodigy. It's yeah.
Voodoo.
Yep. The Prodigy, an electronic dance music band formed in Braintree, Essex. We've talked about them before, or have we? I
think so, because of maybe not us.
Maybe not us. I think Mikey. Yeah, I think Spawn. We're also. I think we might talk about. Aren't they on The Matrix? Are they on The Matrix?
Maybe, possibly.
Oh, I think they are. But The Prodigy, fucking Keith Flint, Liam Howlett, fucking. Let's see. It was live keyboardist Leroy Thornhill, dancer Sharky, MC Maxim, fucking amazing. Rest in peace, Keith Flint. The pioneers of breakbeat influenced big beat, electronic punk stuff. It's
high energy,
pulsating. Smack my bitch up is a big one of their songs. The Fat of the Land was an awesome record. That fucking record fucking rocks. This one comes out on, is it Experience? Is that the name of that one? No. The one with the face.
No, the one I remember the most is the one with the crab on the cover.
Yeah, that's the Fat of the Land. The Fat of the Land is the one with the crab on the cover.
I remember the most.
Ah, that one's such a good fucking album.
We had that one.
Ah, you did, huh? Music for the Jilted Generation. That's the one that looks like that face.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where these songs, I think, pop out on. Let's see. Yeah, Voodoo People's from this album. Yeah, Voodoo People and One Love also. But when I think of this album, I also think of it's just this album, like just this compilation, so high energy, such a crazy way to use a guitar. No, that was actually, oh shit, I knew what it was. I want to say it's a flute, like a distorted flute.
On what? This? Oh, yeah?
I think it's this distorted flute.
Wow.
I was listening to it earlier. I was like, it's a flute. It's a flute run.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
I'm pretty sure we'll listen to it again at some point, but yeah. That's Open Up. Cool. Open Up by Left Field featuring John Lydon. John Lydon, also known as fucking Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols.
That's what it was. Because its voice is very...
Yeah.
It also kind of sounds like B-52s. Like, I forget his name.
I forget that guy's name too. I forget that guy's name all the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he does. They have like that similar pitch for sure. Left Field as a British electronic music group formed in 1989, a duo of Neil Barnes and Paul Daly. Paul Daly he was formerly of The Rivals and a man called Adam. Let's see, they were contemporaries of the Chemical Brothers and Fatboy Slim.
Okay.
Yeah, they're more dubby. I feel like but no, this song is kind of like high energy too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Most of the songs are high energy.
The other Left Field song that's on one of the other soundtracks. So that's what I was gonna say. That marketing company that put out the first soundtrack also put Hackers 2 soundtrack and Hackers 3 soundtrack.
Okay.
So those are 2 soundtracks that Iain Softley said that he didn't have any involvement with, really. But then people started thinking, oh, is there a Hackers 2? Oh, is there a Hackers 3? You know what I mean?
See, okay.
Yeah. Because the soundtracks were also released like years apart of each other, like a year apart of each other or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just continuations of the music. So that's all that was. I had to bring that up as well. Let's see. Left Field are notable for their use of guest vocalists. Oh, they've used Grian Chatton of Fontaines.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like him.
Yeah, so they stopped in 2002, but then they got back together in 2010. They're still doing stuff now. Cool. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Yeah. That's their thing. They're big on like they got African Bambaataa, Roots Manuva on a song. Yeah, wow, cool. Tunde from fucking TV on the radio is on a song of theirs. Cool. We should do some Left Field deep dive. Like I was the other song that they have on here is more like trip hoppy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was gonna use them for like I was gonna look into them for my sets and stuff like that. So yeah. Also, if you go to Tip Ring Sleeve, the MonoStereoVideo 1-year anniversary party at Mona, I'm probably just gonna fucking play this soundtrack. Like, you know,
yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah. Like interjected with other music. Like that's basically what it's probably gonna be. So Left Field, Open Up. Phoebus Apollo by Carl Cox. This one was not on the streamings. It is on YouTube. Phoebus Apollo. Carl Cox, fucking legendary house and techno DJ. Older dude, but like he's 61 and still doing it. Like he's still out there like playing the same types of parties, playing venues where he plays 4 hours, 5 hour sets, shit like that. Like
imagine
he's based in Frankston, Victoria, Australia. He's from the UK. Let's see. He grew up in South London and he moved to Brighton in his late teens. Let's see. He began working as a mobile DJ at 15, like in the 70s. Wow. Wow, and he started at the forefront of Chicago house music and stuff. So
That's cool.
he was DJing from then. Wow. But so his career it spans decades. It spans like it goes into from the 1990s to the 70s.
Like imagine
80s,
how
90s,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like how like you know what I mean?
He's
Just
such
how to keep up with the times.
Yeah, and because he's a defining DJ. Like in every era.
Yeah, I remember hearing.
You know what I mean? Like, and every time he went somewhere, I learned from Carl Cox. Shout out to Fabian. I learned about Carl Cox. They would listen to Carl Cox mixes and shit too. You know what I mean? Like Carl Cox he was part of the conversation, and that's who I knew him from. But yeah, world class, travels everywhere. Fucking. Let's see, he starred in the British film Human Traffic in 1999. I'm trying to think if he was in any other movies. No, yeah, he was in some What We Started. It's a documentary about EDM, and he's like a prominent featured artist on it too. And it just shows like his day. He just like he's wake up and he goes to the club. He checks his shit. But he's old dude. Just doing it, just working. Like he's just hard at work. Yeah, fuck yeah. Carl Cox. This song, my famous Apollo. I like the song. I like all these songs, but yeah, Phoebus Apollo, Carl Cox. Get into it. Josh Abrahams, The Joker. Joker also not on the streamings, but on
YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Also another song that says The Joker a bunch.
Yeah. I like this one.
I did too.
Yeah.
I like this one too. Yeah, The Joker, it was fucking sick. Yeah, Josh Abrahams, an Australian musician. Let's see, he emerged from underground dance in the early 90s. Let's see, more electronica, bass guitarist. Addicted to Bass is another one of his singles. He's still performing now. Let's see, Pure Tone. Abrahams collaborated with Baz Luhrmann and co-produced the Moulin Rouge soundtrack. Oh,
that's cool.
That's cool. Okay, cool, awesome. Let's see, his albums. When was his last record released? 2022. His album Zets. 2000. Before that, 2002. Stuck in a Groove. Wow, so it took him like 20 years in between albums. Wow. But I mean, sometimes that happens, right? Like sometimes that's just it just resonate. Like you got to do different things while you're doing a certain thing, Yeah. Shit like that. Yeah. Josh Abrahams, The Joker, cute song, cool song. My favorite song is next. Halcyon on and on and on.
And on.
Orbital. This is the song.
Fucking Orbital.
This is the song.
This is the song. When I think of hackers, it's this fucking song.
It opens up and that.
It's on the plane and it's like ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. This is a good song.
This is like
This is a song. If you need something to pump you up and make you feel like I can do anything, listen to this song. Go for a run.
Yep.
This song will pump you up for sure.
This is the one I downloaded first. This is the it's samples. Let's see. It samples a song by a vocal sample by Kirsty Hawkshaw from a song called from It's a Fine Day by Opus 3. So Kirsty Hawkshaw from It's a Fine Day by Opus 3. And it's like backwards. It's like no. It's man, this song just it's got the 909 drum machine on it. It's the bass line's a boom 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 boom. It's like.
And it's a long song,
it's
too.
It's so long, and I
love
can listen
how long
to it
is.
all the time. I can listen to it every time.
Yep.
It was the opening song. Iain Softley said that it was like we needed to have this song be the opening song. We brought up Orbital before. I forgot. It was on Trainspotting. It was on Trainspotting before. But to remind everybody, Orbital, electronic music duo from Otford, Kent, England, brothers Phil and Paul Hartnell. The name is taken from Greater London's orbital motorway, the M25, which was essential in early rave scene during the early days of acid house. They are pioneers of like acid house stuff, of like trance. Like when I thought of trance, this is who I thought of. Like this song was, this is trance. This is what trance is to me. You know what I mean? To me, I don't know if that's what it is. I
just
think
because
that's what
it's like it puts you in a trance.
It's
like
ethereal,
it can go.
yeah.
It's just like a circular. Like it builds and then it goes down and then it builds back up again. Like that's trance.
This was a breakthrough hit. You know, let's see. The EP that this was on barely reached the UK top 40, but this song itself was a hit because of this movie. Pretty like a lot of it was because of this movie too. Let's see. They're big artists. They'll still play like Glastonbury and stuff. I recently saw they did like a KEXP performance and stuff too. Like their thing, they have the two like light bulbs on their side of their heads. Yeah, that's their fucking thing and stuff.
That's cool.
I like awesome. Them. Orbital is amazing. They pioneered this. Let's see their album. Let's see, the last album they put out was. The last thing they put out was like last year. Yeah, it was last year, Optical Illusion. They've just put out Optical Illusion in 2013. Yeah, 2023. That's a good album. I was listening to it the other day. A couple months back, I was listening to it. Monsters Exist was the one before that. Their album cover is getting weird too. Like the art is wonky.
Yeah.
And the next album in 2012 was called Wonky. How funny. But yeah, awesome. Orbital, like this is on the Brown album. The like it's like a brown. It says Orbital on the front and stuff too. Released in 1993. Halcyon on and on. Like this song is like a defining song in my life. Like it is like what showed me, like what opened up dance music. This and Prefuse 73. He's a producer also, did more hip hoppy stuff. But that's where I saw like, oh, you could do other things besides like guitar stuff. Like and like I do like other stuff besides bands. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And that leaned into like house and hip hop. Like the stuff that you know what I mean? That's kind of like the foundation of what I listen to now. So yeah. Cool stuff. Communicate by Plastico. This song's okay.
Yeah, like
it's okay. This one probably is like my least. Well, okay, this is probably my least favorite on the soundtrack, and then I have some other ones that are like.
Oh, I have a least favorite.
Yeah, I think this one's my least favorite. Communicate. It's Euro pop dancey stuff. It's housey stuff. Plastico. I had to look them up on the Eurodance Encyclopedia. I found them on the Eurodance Encyclopedia. Plastico was a Eurodance group formed in 1993 up until between 95 and 96. They're from Sweden. Let's see. They had 3 members who went under the names of Guz, Boysen, and Penny. Let's see. They wrote music and produced it themselves. There is not much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much it. Communicate was like a rocky type try in what they were doing, and then they just kind of after they flopped, they just stopped. So they flopped and stopped. Communicate
and stopped.
The Communicate was like the last thing. Yeah. Yeah. So victim of the soundtrack, I guess.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe a little bit.
Next song. One Life. One Life. One Life. One Love by The Prodigy.
Yeah, this one's also like you're gonna jump rope or do something hardcore.
Yes, you're gonna run. You're gonna work out like those Asian people that I've been like.
On the
on the bikes,
the cycling.
On the cycling.
What do they call that though?
It's not cycling. No, it's not rowing. No, spinning.
Spin class.
It's like hardcore spin
where they're
class.
Just like you're on the tiptoe, pumping away. Yep.
This song's the shit. Also, I think of this song. Yeah, it's the song that's playing while the montage of Kate and Dave.
Where they're having their little competition, their little back and forth.
Yeah. That's my favorite scene. That's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
I love it. I love it.
I like how when they put that ad in the paper and it's like he's getting all these calls from like transsexuals and like all these and they're saying stuff
Stallion.
and it's on his work phone and he's just like all embarrassed in his office.
That's my favorite scene.
That scene's pretty fucking funny.
You can call me Stallion.
He's like, I'll call you. I'll call you.
I'll call you. Stereo MCs.
This song I remember too because it wasn't on a commercial
Clueless?
or it was on
a commercial or something.
Was it on Clueless?
I think it was on Clueless. I think
when?
I think it was the song at the party there too.
No, that's the Rolling with Your Homies. That's why she has that tape and like is all. This is the song that was playing.
I think it was also playing.
Oh, okay then.
I don't know. But it was a song that was around.
It was familiar. Yeah. It was very familiar. I'm like, I heard this somewhere else too.
Stereo MCs was an English hip hop electronic dance group.
They were right place, right time. They were like very popular in the time, but they were more like mainstream popular.
Make yourself connected.
Yeah.
Riding on the wall. This song's fucking cool. Like, Nick Halam. Let's see the other dude's name. Oh shit.
I had this song on something. I think Renee had put it on a cassette or something. I'm sure
they have other fucking tunes. Let's see, Move It. What's the Soul? Connected. Step It Up. Ground Level. Creation. Deep Down and Dirty. Warhead. Man, they've got more than this. Elevate My Mind. Elevate My Mind was on where is that from? It's not used on the soundtrack of Bad Company, the Lawrence Fishburne movie. I have seen that movie. I don't know, but they're also Brits, hip hop dance. Like this soundtrack, I mean, it's like cyberpunk is this. It's trip hop, hip hop-ish, industrial dance, techno. Anything that doesn't like or that involves that and like harder guitars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's what cyberpunk is. So this song was awesome. It was a top 20 hit. This was a big song. This
song I remember.
Yeah, get yourself connected, running on a wall, eyes, lips, and body. By Ramshackle. Eyes, Lips, and Body by Ramshackle, the Mekon mix. This was like a dubby song. It was a more chilled out song. I liked it. Wasn't this also a dream sequence song?
Which one?
Eyes, Lips, and Body.
That's
right?
the one. That was the one that was like she had the dream about him.
Yes, this was that dream sequence. Ramshackle, electronic dub group. They released 2 albums. They were active in the early 90s. They collaborated with like Steve Winwood, Jaw Wobble, Maxi Jazz, but there's not much about them. Let's see. Ben Chapman, Steve Roberts, Scott Johnson Somerset were the members of the band. That's pretty much their last thing was out in 1997. It was called Chin on the Curb with a K.
Curb.
Ramshackle. I don't know if it's their biggest song.
Yeah.
Remix version of the biggest song. I don't know if they're a victim of the soundtrack, but they're just a victim of the victim, I guess.
They're just being a victim.
They're a victim. Urban Dance Squad's Good Grief. Yeah.
This one was on there as my
Good Grief. Yeah. Oh shit! What did I drop on my phone? I keep dropping my phone.
You better simmer down over there. Simmer down.
This was the rap rock song on this. They play it live while they're at a party that Razor and Blade are hosting or something.
Yeah, when they're trying to get them to help them and they're looking for them and it's like a concert, like a live concert that's happening.
Yeah, that's at their club or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
This song's okay. I mean, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, I I listen to music like this, so I can't talk major shit about it.
I've never really been a fan of it.
But it's because I'm a fucking Chili Pepper fan.
I
you know what I'm
know,
saying? Like,
I know. But it's some of these, like, I'm real picky, and this one was just kind of like, oh, man. It was cringe for me.
This one was my second least favorite
Yeah, this one was a little cringy for me.
Yeah, this one was a little cringe too. Machines of Urban Dance Squad. Let's see where they're from. They're a Dutch rap rock group. Okay. Band consisted of a guitarist, bassist, drummer, rapper, and DJ. Urban Dance Squad was one of the most successful Dutch bands of the 90s. They released 5 studio albums. So, I mean, we didn't like them, but apparently they had a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Rude Boy Remington, Patrick Tylon. Let's see. He also provided vocals for Junkie XL. Oh shit! Wow. He's done music in 2022. He did some music 2019. So he's still doing stuff. He's still out there rapping. See the other dude, Rene van Barneveld. It's because they have all Tres Manos, Silly Sil, Magic Stick, and DJ DNA, and they're all Swedes. Yeah. Yeah. Bands, hip hop. Yeah. Rap rock group from the.
Yeah, I've never been. I'm not a big rap
Dutch.
rock like.
I mean, that's
hard for me.
That's kind of like what we've been fucking getting back into now. Like, I mean, listening to Korn and shit again. You know, it's not really.
I don't.
That's what
to me, rap rock is more like
it's new metal.
What does that band you like too? That's super popular.
Rage Against the Machine?
No. The more commercial band.
Linkin Park?
Linkin Park.
Oh.
That to me, that's rap rock.
Okay. Well.
And I've never been a fan.
Okay.
Like, yeah, for me, that's what that is.
Machines of Loving Grace with Richest Junkies Still Alive. The Sank remix. This one was okay. Yeah, it's a hard rock song.
Yeah.
It's a hard rock song. Machines of Loving Grace also, we've also referenced them on one of the, I think on the Spawn soundtrack?
The Crow.
The Crow soundtrack?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Crow soundtrack, yes. With, the Golgotha Tenement Blues. Yes. I talked about that with Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Machines of Loving Grace, industrial rock band from Tucson, Arizona, formed in 1989 by Scott Benzel, keyboardist Mark Fisher, and guitarist Stuart Coopers. They ran up until 1999, so 10 years of industrial rock band. Their stuff is heavy, like that Golgotha Tenement Blues is a fucking rock, and it's a rock. That song's a better song than this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Golgotha Blues, that one's more rockin', and I see why that one kind of fit more with the Crow and stuff.
Yeah, more darks.
That was darker. This one's cool. It's like I like them. I like what I've heard of theirs, like these songs. They're cool. But yeah, they disbanded in the 2000s. Post breakup. What are they doing now? Some of their music came out in some other movies post them breaking up and stuff too. The original guitarist passed away at 54 in 2021. Oh, that's sad. But yeah, they also went through a bunch of members, things like that. Yeah. It seems like I don't know. I kind of want to dig into what they were all about. They seem interesting. Their story interests me. Like, it's like, when that's not a lot of information and you kind of want, like, I wonder.
You want to dive in more?
Yeah. Good song. Heaven Knows. Love you today.
That one, my least favorite.
Yeah, that's
and
the least favorite song.
And the fact that it closed out the movie, I was just
that was a weird one to close out. Yeah.
It didn't go. No. All the other ones go. Mm-hmm. Like, I totally get it. Yeah. Even the ones where I was like,
mm-hmm.
They went with the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. This one was like, why? Like, who said this one? Who suggested it? Like, why is it on there? It doesn't go. I hated it. I did not like it at all.
Nope. Squeeze was an English pop rock band. Came into prominence during the new wave period of the late 1970s and recording in the 1980s, 1990s, 2010s. They are still active. They've been through a bunch of iterations. I guess they're a big band, Squeeze. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. They've got a long history, though.
I'm sure.
There's a lot of stuff about them.
But that's why it's pop rock. It's top 40s. It's whatever. Like that's why I'm like.
You're true. They have a large discography too. Wow, from 1978 all the way to 2017. Wow, good for them.
To me, it's like it's filler music, and that's the fact that it was on.
I'm with you.
These other songs were so good and powerful. This song was like, what?
Yeah,
like it felt like it was like a joke. Like, why is this with all these other songs?
It was kind of a joke at the end. That's crash and burn.
I know, but this song, like, they could have put a sexier song would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, they finally, and they're making out in the pool, and like.
With that, I do want to bring up that other songs that were on the other soundtracks or like the other stuff released later. Massive Attack's Protection. That song.
Anything Massive Attack. Anything.
Because it comes out in the movie. And that too, like, that was like a weird licensing thing, which is why they couldn't release it on the first iteration of the soundtrack.
Yeah, the song was very, like, it reminded me, like, very Sade. Like, but it's Massive Attack. They can go.
Attack's awesome.
I love that Massive Attack has their like lane that they're in, but they can like go in and like you know what I mean. Like they can cross.
Yeah.
Like they can do the trip hop. They can do the more like industrial sounding, and then they can do like really just pretty like you know what I mean.
Trip Hop Collective formed in 1988 in Bristol by Robert 3D Del Naja, Adrian Tricky Thawes, Andrew Mushroom Valves, and Grant Daddy G Marshall. 3D and Daddy G, I think, are like the two members that are still kind of like only remaining.
And then they had like a couple of, or a vocalist or a couple vocalists that like were like on.
Tracy Thorn was the one that sang on this one. Tracy Thorn. Was Tracy Thorn also sang on
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Who sang on Teardrop. Let's see.
I think it's somebody else.
Elizabeth Fraser from Cocteau Twins. Rah, 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 rah.
Because that's a thing that Tricky did too. He had a lot of like female muses, and they were the ones that sang. Like he had ones on each album, like the same person.
Tricky we've talked about too. We've talked about. We're always gonna bring them up because they do a lot of soundtrack. Like their music like is amazing in film. Like their music. That's why I like techno music and house music, trip hop. It's more music that demands like, I would love to put a visual to that, or you could put a cool visual on it, and if the right thing,
it just complements. Yeah,
very complimentary stuff. So there's that song. Was my favorite of like the ones that were on the other soundtracks. Moby's Go. Moby was also on there. Moby's Go was also on there. Let's see. Did you have any tunes that were on any of the other things or anything that you liked? Or Simon Boswell stuff?
Simon Boswell, for sure. The Diskette.
Yeah, that was cool.
That one, I loved that
awesome.
one. And that one, like, the more I listened to it, I was like, what is this reminding me of? And then I was like, it sounds like Amy Mann music. Like, it totally reminded me of, like, Amy Mann. Like,
that's cool.
But she did a lot of music for films, too. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
yeah.
But that one I liked a lot.
Yeah, Simon Boswell leaned into the electronic stuff.
I added him on my Pandora because I wanted to see what else popped up.
Yeah. The Hacker Suite I liked. Ellington HQ was cool. That Ellington HQ I think is a
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Guy Pratt and David Gilmour did Grand Central Station.
That one was too. That was that. Right? Or
no, it's the one. No. Grand Central Station's the song that plays when they're in
at Grand Central Station. Yeah.
And there's like a. It's a unique guitar. It sounds like David Gilmour.
Yeah.
It sounds like
because I'm thinking of another one.
I don't know what you're thinking. Which one?
The one that plays. When does it play?
We don't know where the song comes out. We're trying to figure it out. We couldn't figure that out. It's okay. There's some good songs here that we've talked about. Also, I want to mention Chicane's Strong in Love, Funky Data, by Fashion by Funky Dada. It's a good song. Also, a song called Hack the Planet by Brooklyn Bounce. Hack the Planet.
Bounce.
Yeah.
I was remembering that.
Yeah. Hack the Planet. That's the one I was telling you was like, it says their names like in roll call. Yeah. Hack the Planet. Yeah. The Orbs Toxygen is also in this too. That's a fucking cool song. Let's see. What else? What did we miss? We didn't miss any of these tunes, huh? Yeah, that was the soundtrack. That was the main soundtrack of my favorite soundtrack. Like I said, there's other stuff so 2020, there's a vinyl 2-disc release 25th anniversary edition that has new artwork and it has like a cool like liner notes and stuff. On Discogs for $198, guys. So if any of you guys want to donate that to MonoStereoVideo because we keep you so happy, feel free to reach out to us.
So Javi's birthday is in June. There you go.
But that's out. So the original, it was Hackers. Their only crime was curiosity. Original motion picture soundtrack. I think I might put that as the whole title on this fucking episode.
Or what was I? Did I say I was the manifesto that they had?
Yes, say the manifesto. Yes, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like, bring up the manifesto.
Where was it?
And then what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene. My favorite scene is probably when Serial Killer is selling his bootlegged album, and he's describing the artists that are on his album, and he's like, all artists that died asphyxiating on their own vomit, man. Can't find this in stores. That's my favorite scene. Like, it's just fucking funny because he's so like, he's still like so innocent and he's such a nice guy. Like, but that's because he was my favorite character. There was so many like little one-liners from him that just made the scene so much more fun. The part where they're at Cyberdelia and I think Joey tells on him for something or says something that he did. He's like, thank you. Yeah, that part I fucking love that too.
Yeah, I love that. I already said mine was like the contest between them two. That whole scene.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my scene. And then that's
there you go. I found it.
You found it? Okay.
Okay, so this is the one that Agent Bob reads out when they're doing a little stakeout and they're sitting in their car and he's talking to Mark Anthony's character. So he says, "This is our world now. This is the world of the electron and the switch, the beauty of the bod. We exist without nationality, skin color, or religious bias. You wage wars, murder, cheat, lie to us, and try to make us believe it's for our own good. Yet we're the criminals. Yes, I am a criminal. My crime is that of curiosity. I am a hacker, and this is my manifesto."
Wow, that's cool. That's the best. We'll leave it up there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, then he says, you may stop me, but you can't stop us all.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Love it.
And with that was our 1-year anniversary episode. That was the second episode of the Cyberpunk series. It's been a year of MonoStereoVideo. I'm happy.
This has been fun. Like, even though I know we have our little stresses and worrying about whatever, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've been doing it. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you for listening. Like I said, it's the thing that I've stuck to the most. And it's also like influenced me in finishing like my record.
Yeah, it's building up your consistency.
Yeah, it's the most consistent I've been. And I'm very grateful for it. And we're gonna keep going until we can't go no more. And thank you very much always for listening. You could always find us here. You could share us and rate us and review us and share us with your friends if you think your friends would like what we have to say about this stuff as well. I'm gonna share the links in the bio to the articles that I read because like all these like that oral history of it was like I didn't get to any like hardly any of the stuff that I like wrote down that I wanted to say from it because like there's just so much that they were talking like Boswell He said for 10 years he'd been doing electronic scores more in the veins of like Tangerine Dreams. I wanted to bring up that because Tangerine Dream, I want to do Tangerine Dream music. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, like I love doing this. I love this soundtrack a lot. Like I love this movie so much. Like it's got a it might not be the best movie. It might have like the best, fucking whatever. Like it's fun.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
It's so fun
movie. The music, it's timeless. Mm-hmm. It's still like you can like I'm sure I'm gonna play it.
But it's because I won't do it right if I know I'm being recorded.
Week continues with the Matrix soundtrack.
JJ from the future once again, right here at the end. No, you did not. You weren't hearing things in your head. Your mind wasn't playing tricks on you. There was a weird audio glitch there. My only explanation for that weird glitch in audio and time was that we lost time because we were abducted by aliens. That's what I think. That's why I keep going back and forth, scrubbing through the audio here. Casey's laying next to me and I'm driving myself crazy. Alright, back to the end of the show.
Once again, if you're listening to this in the morning on March 21st, which this will be released on, if you're listening to it in the morning and you live in El Paso, Texas, go check us out tonight at Mona. Mr. Woozy, Casey, and me, we're going to do some sets. It's going to be fun. We're going to hang out.
Wear a cyberpunk outfit if you want.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Mm-hmm. Good time. Matrix is next. Casey, any last things? Anything?
No, you find us at MonoStereoVideo on Instagram.
Instagram, Casey is Harry.
Casey is Harry on
_JJ,
Instagram.
CABALLERO, www.jjcaballero.com. And with that said, thank you very much, and we will listen to you later.